The Berserk? Berserk isn't here to hold your hand. It's here to chop it off and laugh. Picture a medieval world sculpted from nightmares, where castles loom like fangs and the air is thick with the scent of steel and blood. At the heart of this abyss is Guts, a lone warrior with a blade so massive it should come with property taxes. Betrayed by his closest friend, Griffith, who traded his humanity for a throne in the godly void, Guts walks a path soaked in vengeance. This is not a world of noble quests or gallant victories. It's a meat grinder where hope is currency, and the exchange rate is a joke. Survive a horde of demons? Congrats! Here's an even bigger one. Find a moment of peace? It'll be ripped away before you can exhale. Berserk doesn't believe in happy endings, only endings that hurt just right. Every battle is brutal, every ally a potential traitor. The gods don't just watch, they pull strings, turning victories into dust. Yet, through it all, Guts doesn't break. He fights, not for a better future, but because stopping means letting the darkness win. Guts isn't just battling monsters. He's defying fate itself, daring it to erase him, and time after time he refuses to fall. A force of nature too stubborn to let the world decide his story. Maybe that's why even the gods fear him. The humor here, as black as the abyss. Oh, you survived that demon horde? Congrats, here's a bigger one. In Berserk, suffering isn't a phase, it's the whole damn game. The only way to win? Keep swinging until the gods take notice. Blasphemous. Welcome to Stodia, where faith is a razor's edge and every prayer drips with blood. This isn't divine grace, it's divine punishment, served cold and laced with iron spikes. You are the penitent one, a silent, steel-clad sinner with a sword sharper than your sins, slicing through a nightmare of devotion turned to damnation. Here, miracles don't heal. They twist flesh into grotesque relics. Cathedrals crumble under the weight of guilt. Saints mutate into horrors, and the streets run red with penitents paid in suffering. Bosses preach in screams and steel, their sermons carved into your bones, while enemies stagger forward like they've already died once, and they probably have. The air is thick with incense and the stink of martyrdom. Redemption? That's just another word for exquisite agony. In Blasphemous, faith doesn't save you. It flays you alive, and if you're lucky, you just might earn the privilege of bleeding for it. ULTRAKILL. ULTRAKILL is what happens when you give a war machine a gun, a playlist, and a one-way ticket to hell. There are brutal shooters, and then there's ULTRAKILL. In this world, hell isn't a myth. It's real, and it's running out of blood. You play as V1, a machine built for one thing, to kill. Humanity is long gone, and heaven and hell are locked in an eternal war. The only thing left to fuel your mechanical body is the blood of the damned. And lucky for you, hell is filled with it. From the rotting streets of limbo to the flesh-forged halls of lust, ULTRAKILL's world is pure chaos. Demons, angels, and ancient gods alike fall before you, torn apart in a frenzy of violence and speed. Walls crumble beneath your shotgun blasts. Blood rains from the sky, and the deeper you descend, the more horrific the creatures become. But V1 doesn't fear the monsters of hell, because it's worse than all of them. In this universe, there's no salvation, no redemption, only slaughter, and you're built to enjoy every second of it. All tomorrows. Most science fiction tales imagine humanity conquering the stars. All Tomorrows imagines the stars conquering us, warping, breaking, and scattering us like cosmic dust. C.M. Kösemen's brutal epic isn't about heroism or discovery. It's about suffering written into DNA. When the ancient alien Q found us, they didn't exterminate us. That would be too kind. Instead, they played God with scalpels and nightmares, sculpting our species into abominations. Some scuttled as living carpets, others writhed as limbless meat puppets. and a few lucky ones simply ceased to be human. But life persists, even in agony. The remnants of our kind crawled through eons, evolving into something beyond pain. Some into predators, others into philosophers, and a few into beings so distant from their origins, they'd forgotten they were ever human at all. The worst part? The Gipyaju are long gone, their cruel experiments left to drift across the millennia, adapting, mutating, forgetting. Even when humanity finally reclaimed the stars, it wasn't the same species that once reached for them. The last survivors, godlike and unrecognizable, stared into the abyss of their past and saw only echoes of suffering. In all tomorrows, the universe is indifferent, time is merciless, and the only legacy we leave behind is the grotesque proof that we endured. No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky drops you into a universe so vast it's practically showing off. Trillions of planets, each a new postcard from the edge of infinity. You're an explorer, not a fighter, cruising in a ship that's your cosmic RV. Some worlds are paradise, others try to poison you just for landing, but everyone's a discovery waiting to happen. The charm's in the quiet moments. Naming a six-legged weirdo Gary, watching twin suns dip below a purple horizon, or giggling as your jetpack fails mid-jump. It's less save the galaxy and more, ooh, what's over there? In No Man's Sky, the stars aren't just pretty, they're your playground. But the more you explore, the more you realize there's something wrong. Worlds stretch endlessly, yet they feel untouched, like museum exhibits frozen in time. Alien ruins whisper of civilizations long gone, their secrets buried beneath dust and data logs. You trade with lifeless machines, decipher cryptic messages, and follow the breadcrumbs of a universe that once was. In No Man's Sky, the universe isn't alive. It's a graveyard, and you're just another wanderer drifting through its endless void, searching for meaning in a cosmos that may have already forgotten it ever had one. House of the Dragon. House of the Dragon lights up the Game of Thrones saga with a Targaryen family feud that's all fire, blood, and backstabbing. Dragons soar, the Iron Throne beckons, and a royal clan, armed with flying WMDs, tears itself apart. It's a medieval soap opera with scales. Think scheming nobles, epic battles, and betrayals that hit harder than a dragon's tail. The humor's sharp, a snarky quip before someone gets barbecued. Power's a hot potato, tossed through gore and grief, and no one keeps it for long. But the true tragedy? The Targaryens aren't just fighting for the throne, they're fighting their own destiny. With dragons bound to blood and ancient prophecies hanging over their heads, every move they make only pushes them closer to extinction. And it's not just war that dooms them, it's love turned to ashes, alliances that rot from within, and ambition burning so brightly it blinds them all. They're not just rulers, they're the architects of their own downfall, doomed to watch their legacy crack like dragon eggs on cold stone. In House of the Dragon, ruling isn't about winning, it's about not getting roasted alive. The Backrooms. The Backrooms isn't hell, it's worse. You glitch out of reality and land in an endless maze of empty, yellow-tinted rooms. The walls are stained, the lights hum with an eerie buzz, and the damp, moldy carpet squelches beneath your feet. No windows, no doors, just miles of sterile, rotting hallways that stretch on forever. The air is thick with the scent of mildew and something else. Something wrong. The walls hum with the unholy drone of flickering fluorescent lights, a sound that seeps into your bones, rattling around in your skull like a trapped thought. The horror isn't just the monsters that lurk in the shadows. It's the feeling that this place was never meant to be seen. Time slips away. Your mind starts playing tricks on you. Was that something moving in the distance? Or just another flickering light? The patterns on the wallpaper seem to shift when you aren't looking. Maybe they always did. You run, you scream, but there's no one to hear you. There never was. And that's the real nightmare. It's not dying in the back rooms. It's realizing you might never die at all. Maybe you'll just keep walking, deeper and deeper, through halls that loop in on themselves like a cruel joke. Maybe you'll find something else wandering these corridors, something that's been here far longer than you. Barsoom? Barsoom isn't the cold, lifeless Mars we know. It's a wild, untamed world of ancient cities, savage beasts, and alien warlords. John Carter, a Civil War veteran from Earth, finds himself mysteriously transported to the red sands of Barsoom, where gravity turns him into a superhuman warrior. With incredible strength and agility, he battles four-armed Tharks, rides massive alien beasts, and leads armies to free the oppressed. But it's not just brute strength that defines him. Barsoom is a world of honor and betrayal, where warriors live by their blades and loyalty is earned in blood. One moment, you're locked in a duel atop a flying warship. The next, you're rescuing a Martian princess from a monstrous creature. The charm lies in the swashbuckling action and campy flair. A villain's long-winded speech, interrupted by a punch to the face. A hopeless battle, won with sheer grit and a cocky grin. In Barsoom, Mars isn't dead. It's a world of warring tribes, towering cities, and creatures both wondrous and terrifying. Airships glide across the crimson sky, warriors clash with blades that gleam under alien suns, and lost civilizations hide secrets older than Earth itself. This isn't a place for the weak. It's a land where honor is won with steel, survival is carved from the dust, and the only rule that matters is strength. Here, even an Earthborn outsider can become a legend, if they can fight hard enough to earn it. The multiverse isn't done with us yet. Let me know what worlds we should tackle next.